And look now, we're going to pass through the most secret Palestinian security agency there. I'm going to say hi. We're going to do some bad things on the walls. It's straight that resistance is in action.
Quick with the knife. What did you write this time?
لا تصالح.
Let's go.
PA. If you want to know your enemy, look in front of you.
So what happens if the PA catch you doing graffiti?
I'll be in jail for a week, maybe.
What do you hope that the PA think when they read your graffiti?
I hope that they'll know, and that it's visible, that we are starting to see you as enemy.
So a few weeks ago, we got a call from the Palestinian government. They were wondering if we're interested in coming over to cover Palestinian Youth Week, which is sort of a week of sports and arts and culture, all sorts of celebrations of the young glory of the Palestinian youth. They were offering to fly us over and put us up in a 5-star hotel, and we were like, what the hell is going on? This is Palestine. Don't they have better, more important things to spend their money on than us? But apparently they don't. And we're here to find out what Palestinian Youth Week's all about. Or maybe sack it off and just have a look at the rest of Palestine.
Just in case you don't know what's going on with Palestine, and if you don't, I suggest watching the news at some point. The place is split into two. One is the Gaza Strip. That's the angry place where Hamas recently traded rockets with Israel. The second place, where we were going, is the West Bank. It's inside the West Bank that the Israelis are always building settlements. Settlements which are illegal under international law. Still though, it's definitely the more chilled out part of Palestine. The bits of the West Bank that haven't been taken over by the Israelis are run by the Palestinian Authority, a government with ambitions of being recognised on the global stage and who aim to do this by maintaining stability and acting like any other government. We'd heard that a lot of Palestinians resented the PA and saw them as an arm of Israeli rule. West Bankers were complaining that the PA's commitment to peaceful protest was a cop-out and that bureaucratic non-events like the National Youth Week detracted from the struggle of the Palestinian people. We'd been told that our 5-star hotel was going to be the headquarters of National Youth Week, but when we arrived, we were the only people there.
Where are all the kids with boxing gloves doing kick-ups and finger paintings? I think that we were asked to come here because there's basically a big kind of PR campaign to change the way that people perceive Palestine, so that people stop thinking of it as this kind of depressing goiter on the face of Israel and start thinking of it as its own state, its own kind of cosmopolitan, exciting place with cool young people who listen to Coldplay and drink lattes.
The guy running the show was Jibril Rajoub. He used to be Yasser Arafat's right-hand man and has spent 17 years in Israeli jails for his major roles in decades of violent Palestinian resistance. But these days, he's a youth and sports minister. Surely he'd be able to explain to us exactly what this Youth Week was supposed to be.
Youth is the backbone of the whole society. It's a fundamentalist element. And I think a week dedicated for the youth, it's some kind of national duty.
And what kind of events are in Palestinian Youth Week?
Demonstrations, speeches, marathons, sport. We are planning to send 1 million Palestinians with 1 million flags to the streets, to the mountains, to the valleys. We will spread out all over the Palestinian territories.
So apparently, Palestinian Youth Week was a real thing. The next morning it began in earnest as we travelled to a state building and witnessed what was without doubt the weirdest celebration of Palestinian youth imaginable. 40 unidentified Japanese people dancing to the Palestinian national anthem and waving a flag.
We are Japanese. We are friends of Arab. We are friends of Palestine.
It was followed by long, passionate speeches of which I could not understand a word. Let's be honest, Palestinian National Youth Week kind of sucked, and everyone there was about 60, so we ran away to try and find out what the kids in Palestine were actually doing. We're on our way to Balata, the largest refugee camp in the West Bank.
So far, most of the bluster about Palestinian Youth Week, whatever that might be, is that it's going to be a peaceful thing, and generally trying to reinvent the Palestinian protest movement as one that can appeal to an international community. I mean, there have been no suicide bombings since 2008. It seems to be supported, but bubbling under the surface is still this fury. I mean, only yesterday, rockets were fired from Gaza, and the same fury bubbles in the West Bank.
يعني عشت مخيم ازاي عشت المدن يعني احنا عايشين ازاي عشان برا
كانت لنا مشاكل كثير من جهة زي ما حكينا قبل عن طريق الاكتظاظ كثير سكاني. احنا 30,000 بني ادم في مربع يعني تقريبا كيلومتر واحد. فهدول ال 30,000 يعني من وين بده يتوفر لهم مدارس ولا ما يعني مثلا زي عندنا بالشتاء مشاكل في المية بتخف مش 24 ساعة في مية. بعدين عندك المجاري بتفيض كل شتوية والكهرباء يعني كل يومين ثلاثة بتقطع.
بالليل 3-4 مرات بتقطع.
Does the situation make you angry? I mean, how do you feel about the Israelis surrounding you?
احنا ما يعني من كتر ما صار اليهود يفوتوا هيك فاخذناك يعني صار وضع عادي بالنسبة لنا. يعني. فيعني بفوتوا كل ليلة يعني باخذوا ناس تعودنا كل يوم الصبح نسمع اخذوا فلان هدوا دار فلان. فيعني صار الوضع عادي بالنسبة لنا. كل ما يفوت الجيش على المخيم الا ما يصير فيه يعني ضرب حجار وهيك. حتى مثلا في اللي ابن خالتي محبوس 30 سنة محكوم. فيعني في صارت في بينه وبين اليهود يعني
ولاد عم يعني 2 شهداء يعني.
How old were his cousins when they were martyred?
واحد جوز 23 وواحد يعني 18 سنة.
Yeah, they're always all the time like playing like the thief and the cop, but now it's the Palestinian way, the Palestinian and the Jewish. Okay. So they start
like cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
What do you guys expect your future to look like?
We're hoping, we're just hoping, because we don't have anything confirmed or sure about our future, but we're just hoping that it's gonna get better.
To be honest, the camp, surrounded by military outposts, is not an ideal place to grow up. It's not hard to see why so many of these kids go on to be involved in the Palestinian resistance.
What's really remarkable about the landscapes here is that there's so little on them, partly because the Israelis don't let the Palestinians do anything with their land. So you just have these enormous swathes of land without any crops or habitation or anything like that. It just seems like such a waste. Up there on the mountains is a settlement. That is the cause of a lot of international trouble. They've all got solar panels on their roofs. Very confusing for liberals.
We're on our way to Hebron, a town that's heavily populated with settlers and is one of the most contested areas of land in Palestine. We were there to meet a guy called Isa, who we'd heard lives next door to a recently occupied building.
I'm taking you to H2 area, which is under the Israeli control. We have around 400-500 settlers only living in this area. They don't walk through checkpoints, they don't face any difficulties here. They live as if they are living in Tel Aviv. This is the line where I just can reach. I can't go further.
What happens if you do? You're arrested?
I was arrested last time I was inside arrested.
Really?
Yeah. Why? She's filming me. Okay, we are not filming you. You are not in the picture, don't worry. And by the law, we are allowed to take pictures for soldiers. Okay, but don't bother us. You know, you are destroying our film. Okay, let's go. We have many houses here. If all the family leave the house, the settlers will
move in and take
yeah,
them.
they will lose their home. till the Israeli court decide for whom is the house, and usually it takes years.
Do the kids around here go to school or?
We have 3 schools inside H2.
Yeah.
And the schools were attacked many times by settlers. They burned the school. They uprooted all the gardens. They painted hattered graffiti. They attacked the kids many times. They attacked the teachers. It's not easy. You know, come and live here 1 week and you will see how it's very hard, you know, to stay peaceful and believe in non-violence. But I can say as Palestinians we are the most tolerant people, where we are reacting in a non-violent way to the settlers' violence and to the Israeli soldiers' violence. They say that we are the chosen people. We deserve to live wherever we want. They come to me, the Bible gave us this land. The Bible gave us this house. The Bible gave us these olive trees. What Bible? The Bible is a holy book, or it's a land or property registry book. You know, we have a spring here. One of them got a dream that it's a holy spring. It's not holy for us, it's not holy for anyone. It's a normal spring. They came to the spring, they cleaned around it, and they said it's a holy spring, it's Abraham's spring, and Palestinians are not allowed anymore to swim in this spring. This is Palestine, not Israel. Why I see Israeli flags everywhere I go? Look, you know how they paint everywhere, you know. Why? Why it's Israel here?
These guys over my shoulder are the IDF, and like 20 meters away from our pal's house, they're like stationed because there's a kind of house under dispute at the moment as to whether it belongs to the settlers or to some Palestinians. What do you think would happen if you walked across there and tried to shake the soldier's hand?
Shake the soldier's hand?
Yeah.
It depends on the soldier. He's allowed to shoot me.
Excuse me. Hi, is it possible for us to talk to somebody?
We're not allowed to speak to you.
Okay.
Okay, from the higher level.
Okay.
If you want to talk to someone, you can talk to the MP, Magad,
Okay.
higher levels of soldiers. We are not allowed.
Could you just tell me how long maybe you've worked in this area?
I can't tell you nothing. I can't interview.
Right then, Issa got a call. We'd later find out it was from the police.
They just called me and told me that I am wanted, and it's better that I go to the police station or they come to arrest me from the house or from the street.
And this is why he got arrested. A bunch of sympathetic National Youth Week guests are acting out in front of the military. Issa didn't seem to be doing much wrong at all.
At the end of the tour, you know, some activists felt very bad and they started saying, free, free Palestine. Maybe they are accusing me that I was one of the organizers for this illegal gathering, illegal demonstration.
Out of settlers! Out of settlers! Out of settlers!
So listening to the largest call to prayer I've ever heard, which sounds like it's coming from every single angle, I wonder how it makes the settlers feel, because it sounds like an enormous kind of wail from the earth, that a reminder that this land isn't Israeli, it's Palestinian.